there are also stuff happening on like how do I more effectively utilize more distributed TPUs or GPUs, right? And that would be the pathway system research that came out also earlier this
Oh
year.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool stuff. I did a 5 Minute Friday episode
Hmm.
number 568 on Palm
Hmm.
on this. Yeah, so tell us about it. It's super cool.
Yeah, this that paper is like, look, I wanted to just get bigger, right? I want my model to get bigger because we are seeing clear benefit of scaling up the model. So coming back to this point of the scaling law, that is
Mhm.
really front and center in the evolution and the current development of AI, is if you are to scale your computational resource, where do you allocate that to get the best performance, right, out of your model?
Right.
You can either scale the number of parameters in your model, you could scale the amount of data you use to train, and you can scale the training iterations, all right, to make it converge more.
Right.
So what people find is that scaling the model itself um, is orders of magnitudes more important than
Mhm.
scaling the data and the iterations. So you can go from 100 million to 100 billion and trillion, and your data probably only increased by two magnitudes,
Right.
and iterations are maybe even constant, right? You're not
Right.
letting everything to converge, but you increased your model parameter by like six folds, and the performance absolutely skyrocketed. And you did not see any plateau either, which means you can just keep going. And that becomes a question of uh, how do I make this feasible, right? How do I train such a huge model? And I believe this pathway system or methods that come out of the paper is to make it more practical to train huge models on distributed infrastructure.
Right.
So that is the breakthrough that this Palm model and system bring to us.
And it's also kind of cool because it creates like um, regions that are useful, like in particular data flows. So I think kind of the idea. I think you know this probably a lot better than I do, but my memory from having reading about Palm
Mm-hmm.
is that it allows us to have parts of the neural network that are relevant to some task.
Mm-hmm.
Those can be those don't always need to be engaged. Like the kind of
Right.
yeah, the typical way, the typical with a neural network or these large transformer models that
Mm-hmm.
aren't Palm, you're propagating information through all of your model parameters. But with Palm, we sometimes don't, right? We only go to the
Right.
regions that could be most useful.
Right. Like sparsely activated huge network.